You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Start off by this ad from immensely talented Simon
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my Simon.
Simon Vision Media. Available for parties, shindigs, all the good stuff. If you do online work like I do, he's a great person to have edit your stuff. If you don't do online stuff and you need something edited for class and you want to take the credit for it, hit him up. Either way it go. Very, very, very professional brother. Under promises and over delivers at all times. And also, I want y'all to give King Simon a call. Different than Simon Vision Media. Both named Simon. Both have vision. But King Simon's vision is in them numbers. I'm telling you, the thing that got me down this whole path of reading and all this stuff was Brother King Simon. I have King Simon read me at least once a year, man. When I told you I didn't believe in this stuff years ago. I did not. If you talked to me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said, get out my face with that. I'm good. And if you talked to me 15 years ago, I would have said, man, Jesus gonna put you in hell if you doing that numerology stuff. And then I tried it. I'm like, God damn, this dude is good. So I want y'all to hit Mr. King Simon up and get his books too. He got some dope books on teaching you just how to understand numerology. We are here. Let me get some of my preaching music on. No, that's the ashtray music. Here we go. There we go. We are here. We will be talking about these plantation celebrations that have been going on around America. I was at one yesterday. Welcome everybody in the chat room. What's up, Jay Jimerson, Quan, Omad, King Costra. What's up? What's up, KP? I said, what's up? I straight up had a lisp right there. What's up, Jared and Joey, Warren, everybody in here. Can't say what's up to everybody. I mean, this how it's like a funny line being on YouTube. On one hand, I would love to announce everybody out there. On the other hand, when I be listening to other people's YouTube channels, when they keep shouting people's name out in the chat room, I be like, God damn it, fuck the chat room. Stay on message, damn. I'm like, when it come to y'all, I want to shout y'all because I really do appreciate y'all. But I'm that impatient listener when I'm listening to somebody else's YouTube page. I'll be like, man, if you don't stop. Like, I love listening to 7A Sports talk about boxing, especially if it's a boxing talk. I love listening to 7A. But I'm knowing them first 15 minutes is going to just be shout outs to. And I'm like, I kind of want to. I love listening to that brother break down boxing and break things down. He's one of my favorite people to listen to on YouTube, especially when it comes to boxing. But after a while, I'll be like, man, F them dudes in the chat room, man. Tell the story. And then, like, if you watch Blue Blood Boxing, I love, he always has dope information. But the whole time, I can't listen to him because the whole time he's talking, he gonna be breaking it up, talking about, oh, salute to such and such in the chat. Yeah, back to what I was talking about. Floyd Mayweather went, oh, what's up, James Johnson in the chat room. Yeah. So back to what I was talking about, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr., 15-time champion, considered number one pound for pound. Oh, what's up, Tina Thompson in the chat room. Yeah. What's up, James? What's up, salute to Miles? Yeah. And I'd be like, dude, can you just tell the story? All right. I don't want to hear about all these cats in the chat room. Urgh. But then when I get to y'all and I see y'all in the chat room, I'll be like, yo, what's up? Because I appreciate y'all for real. So Salute to Blue Blood, salute to 7-8 and all them. I get it. I totally understand why they do it, man. I'm not even telling them to stop. I'm just telling you how petty I can be when I listen, and how, you know, I can be petty when I listen to other people. Like, man, like I was listening to this show last week, the show that I did with Larry. I was listening back, and my volume was all high, and Larry's volume was low. And you niggas didn't even tell me in the chat room. Man, y'all better tell me when the sound ain't right. Man, I'm over here listening back like, man, this sound is horrible. I was topping out. And then I went back and looked at my settings. I guess when I was cleaning my desk off, I hit my volume knob. And so I was loud as hell. That little red thing was showing up. I'm like, man, how's my audio now? Am I topping out to y'all? Is it clear? Because I hate that. I hate when I listen to people and that high end tops out when they started rattling and shit. Am I rattling to y'all? I don't want to be rattling. While I watch this police chase on my phone. It's a police chase going on right here in LA right now. Them niggas is on Sunset. Y'all know me. I love these damn police chases. Yeah. So I'm clear? Okay, cool. No rattling? Good. Because they know. I be wanting y'all to let me know when that shit go on, because what's up, Mama Zeke? I'm going to be wanting y'all to let me know when that happens. Because I ain't, look, man, I ain't trying to mess up y'all ears. With things I'll never do to y'all. I'll never, on purpose, I'll never have my sound messed up on y'all. I invest in my equipment, my Shure microphone. I make sure I get top of the line, everything on my interface. And I'll never be fucking smacking food when I'm on with y'all. I hate that shit. The minute somebody say a word, they want to take a bite of gummy bears or licorice or some goddamn hamburgers or whatever they got, whatever the fuck they eating. If you're gonna go on and talk to people, eat before or after. Before or after. I seriously doubt the listener minds waiting an extra 20 or 30 minutes for you to finish chomping on that linguine. And this is coming from a fat nigga who's been hungry plenty of times while I'm talking to y'all. Do y'all know how easy it would have been to tell my wife to make something for me real quick and so I can keep talking to y'all? No, my fat ass had to wait. I'm not about to be sitting here, y'all in y'all car on the way to work. Salute to the truck drivers out there. Truck drivers going down Highway 15 through Utah, going down the 10 through Vidor, Texas, and those racist motherfuckers. The last thing y'all want to hear is a nigga going, and speaking of the mainstream Juneteenth plantation parties, hold on. You driving through Vidor, Texas, you know that's a sundown town. You can't stop and get nothing to eat. You hungry as hell. You been in that rig now for 6 hours. And you pulling through a sundown town and you trying to listen to some information till you get to a town that you can stop and get a decent meal at. And a podcast you listening to, these niggas is chomping down on pizza and pasta. Hell nah. Hell nah. But salute to everybody out there. And salute to everybody that's been getting the reading. Remember my readings? You can book right now on breakthroughas.org. I am helping people find their purpose. I'm doing readings for your children. For you parents out there who are unsure where your children's talents are. If you're unsure which direction to point your kids in, hit me up for a reading. I read them really well. Point them in the right direction. If you're having communication problems between you and your spouse, and y'all having issues, and you trying to work that out, hit me up for a communication reading. I'll help you find out where your communication gaps are, and we will fix them. All right? And we're going to do that shit together. So hit me up on breakthroughas.org, and we'll get it in. But thank y'all for joining. For people who hopefully one of y'all, when I'm done, it would be dope if some of y'all can hit me with some timestamps on these shows so people can jump around, like mods or somebody. If you could just hit in the comments, I'll pin that comment to the top if anybody can help me with timestamps on what I'm talking about. So we finishing up the intro, and we about to get into right here at the 16-minute and 40-second mark. We about to get into the mainstream Juneteenth. I said Juneteenth. Wow, Dewan. Juneteenth. Am I thinking about the Temptations or Larry June? Which one is it? God damn. Mainstream Juneteenth Plantation parties. Let me first off. Bad C, you said they be doing that on Craig Facts? So I don't ever go back and listen to Craig Facts. I don't ever eat on Craig Facts, and if I do, I push that mic away from me. If I do, but I never eat on Craig Facts. Every now and again, I might eat some cherries or some shit. They got them out there, but I'm pushing that mic far away. I'm not gonna be all up in that motherfucker. So I didn't know they did that on Craig Facts. I'll go back and if it is, I'll let Cats know for people in the chat room. Thank y'all for bringing that back up. But on Craig Facts, I never go back and watch episodes of Craig Facts. I never go back. I don't go back. I read the comments maybe once or twice a year. I just talk my shit and push on. But the Juneteenth Plantation Jubilation. So it's been a whole lot of celebration this weekend. It started Friday. I was watching TV on Friday, and I was actually getting ready to play Call of Duty. I haven't played Call of Duty like in a year and a half. And I got a cousin that designs the game, and I get free copies. And I hadn't played Call of Duty in a while. You know what I mean? I ain't been trying. I'm like, one thing I'm not trying to be is Boyce Teeth Watkins. So this isn't about Call of Duty. I'm not trying to take our brother Financial Teeth's position. I'm just using Call of Duty because that's what I was doing. I'm trying to play Call of Duty, but the TV come on first, and I see Patti LaBelle singing. And Patti LaBelle is singing, and I'm like, oh shit, Aunt Patty up there. And anytime I see one of our legends, I gotta tune in. And this was on ABC, right? So then Patti LaBelle gets done singing. Then they start talking about the global celebration. And this is a thing that I've seen, whether it be from CNN, ABC. I've been seeing a lot of headlines talking about Juneteenth as a global celebration. I've been seeing a global thing, and I'm like, global? Wasn't no damn global Jim Crow. Yeah, a lot of y'all did have slavery, but let's talk about history, black people. None of them had a Jim Crow. And this ain't even about who had it worse. This is just telling the truth. We had slavery, and then we had Jim Crow that made sure that the status quo post-slavery stayed intact. And now we're living in the new Jim Crow, what Dr. Oba Tashaka calls the post-1967 hostile forces era. And the hostile forces is new classes of white people, immigration from Latin America, the off-code section of the black diaspora. Again, I'm never gonna talk about the whole black diaspora. We not over here. We don't do that lame brain thinking where we just say that everybody's everything. There's plenty of black people from the diaspora that have shown themselves to be on code. We love y'all for real, for real. But y'all do know that we got to talk about those who aren't. So they make sure to bring in these Winsome Sears types, these everybody let's come along and get along together. And we seeing them trying to gentrify Juneteenth. And that's the problem. And that's disrespectful. Because how do you come to a nation that you weren't even a part of when these things went down and you try to gentrify it into something for yourself? Immigration, LGBTQ. We've been seeing this all around. And so what they been doing was, on one hand, let's bring all the Negroes together to celebrate. We want you niggas to celebrate and have a good time. And what they're doing is they're using this as an attempt to rock us back to sleep. The same tactic they used in the 70s with the baby boomers. Let's let them party. We're going to allow these niggas to make the best music that's ever been made in human history. Y'all know the 70s was the greatest era of music ever to me. That's just unquestioned. The 70s was the greatest era of music ever. So we're going to let you niggas party and have a good time and rock y'all back to sleep. And it worked for previous generations. So they're attempting that now. So the cast is a broadcast, is a show of, this is a cautionary tale, what today's show is about. This is a cautionary tale of what they're trying to do. Ain't saying it's gonna be successful, but we calling the bullshit out for what it is, so we can stay on code and spread the message for those who desire to be on code. If they don't desire to be on code, then they can kiss your ass and kiss my ass too. One at a time. Left cheek, then right cheek. Motherfucker, pucker up. So I had to light my incense. That's what y'all hearing right now. You know I gotta light my incense to get in there. I'm a vibey ass nigga. I got some this is some dragon's blood incense. Yeah. So what they're doing is they've been having a weekend long celebration, bringing out all of the big acts. And I was down in the Murray Park. The Murray Park was dope. You know what I mean? The Murray Park always has a Juneteenth celebration. And I was down there. It was hella dope. Black people everywhere. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures. Black people everywhere. And, you know, that was the more authentic version of Juneteenth down in the Murray Park. We was getting it in. All these, ain't none of these JPEGs. Damn. I gotta change the The way some of these pictures are typed, I'm over here trying to do two things at once. These damn, when I airdrop, they want to save as a HEIC, but my interface only takes JPEG. So I got to retitle these hoes to JPEG. So it was a dope celebration down in the Mer Park. Here we go. Black people everywhere. It was fun, you know. Shouts out to KBLA. Craig Factory on every Saturday from 5 to 6 on KBLA. Shouts out to them and their booth. And it's funny, too, because I saw Dominique DePrima down there, too. And y'all saw what Tariq had to say about her the other day. That shit was like, but she was a nice lady. You know, when I was at the KBLA booth. And so, you know, then, you know, we saw the Hebrew Israelites out there. It ain't official. It ain't an official black event in LA until you see the Hebrew Israelites out there. Look at them. They look like they're ready to argue with somebody right goddamn now. They looking. Who we about to argue with? Did you say Jesus, nigga? Let me tell you why, brother. That Jesus Christ was not the real Lord and Savior, brother. Let me tell you why. It's the tribe of Judah. Let me tell you something, black people. Anytime you hear somebody say the tribe of Judah, get ready for a 450-minute long argument. You might. The minute you hear somebody say tribe of Judah, and this is no disrespect to the Hebrew Israelites. I'm not disrespecting y'all. But y'all know how some of y'all brothers can be. I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying it's the brother that y'all know, the one that y'all be having reading the Bible that be mispronouncing the words. I'm talking about that dude. Not you, brother. Not you. And God said in Deuteronomy 4:19 that He will come down and reign and reign glory. Yes. I saw some Hebrew Israelites the other day, and they had the megaphone. Not these brothers, but I was in the Mer Park on 2 weeks ago. And I saw the Hebrew Israelites, and the dude had he had the microphone and the speaker, and they was talking. And I stopped, and he was like, "Hey, brother. And he's looking at me. I'm like, "Me? Hey, brother, yeah, you, brother. Do you know?" I said, "Nah, man, I don't want that fade, man. It's as a man, it's two things. When your lady's been emotional, do not argue with her, and never, ever, ever, even in the worst circumstances, never argue with a Hebrew Israelite. Never. Don't do that. And salute to the Hebrew Israelites. I love you, brothers, but I'm not arguing with y'all. I'm not going to argue with you, brothers." So this was, the Mer Park. This is how it looked when it was authentic, the authentic, real life, Black history celebration. So that's where we at with it, That's where we was at with it. And then, when I was in the Mer Park, you had that good energy, that good vibe, You had people that wanted to be there. It was just like, I love being around my people. And then that night, I went to go see the Gods. And this was not part of the Juneteenth celebration. As a matter of fact, I bought tickets to this show 2 years ago, back in 2020. But then the pandemic stopped this show. That's Earth, Wind & Fire right here. had to go see the gods. Look how many people came to see the gods. And Carlos Santana. That's how many people came to see the gods. It was dope. But that wasn't part of the Juneteenth celebration. That was something that was planned, but the pandemic stopped it down. So that was cool, but Earth, Wind & Fire still represented for black people. They shouted out Black Music Month. You know what I mean? They said we out here for Black Music Month. And they did their thing. And then I got to the Hollywood Bowl yesterday. Y'all know that's my favorite venue on earth. And I got to see the guys perform again. And I don't know if you're aware, but this was also on CNN. It was a Juneteenth celebration at the Hollywood Bowl. This is a picture from my seats. And let me tell you, there was so many disturbing things that was going on. I'm going to play a little bit of the concert. I'm going to play some of the music that went on. But there was some disturbing things yesterday. And this is a cautionary tale for black people. Because they're trying to turn our suffering, our freedom, into something that we have to unite with everybody else with. Let me start off by saying these motherfuckers had Kamala Harris come out and talk. I mean, she wasn't there, but like on video. On video, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, the inept threesome of nigga go vote, but we ain't gonna do nothing for you. Kamala Harris talking about this is a celebration for all people. I'm like, how are you gonna talk about a celebration of freedom when you lock more black men up than anybody in the history of the state of California? And the crowd was mixed. You had a fair amount of old niggas there, but you also had a lot of people that weren't on that Democrat coon train. Like when Kamala came on camera, there was like some Democrat cheering, but there was a whole lot of grumbling going on too. Like KPU was there, you know. When Kamala was on there, it was kind of like, here we go. Oh, Lord. And that was a beautiful thing to see. Because 10 years ago, same situation, the whole stadium would have fell out cheering. But you're starting to see a different tune with the Negroes. And it's a beautiful thing to see. This is a little bit of the show right here.
When I was handling the things I had to do, it was all for you, from the door for you.
This was the Roots on stage.
Paper on tour for you, from the start, we was down by law for you. Used to hit up every corner store war for you. Ripped it and I kept it hardcore for you. I remember late nights feeding for the mic, hip hop. You the love of my life. Telling people like that, what? It sounds so tight. Hip hop, where we going? We about to take it to the top, love. Hip hop, love, to the top, love. Hip hop, love, it's like that, so how it sound, baby. We about to go to the.
Man, that shit was so dope. That was so damn dope. You know, so we had a good time. We had a great time. We had a great time. Until Black Thought shouted out at the end of his set, Happy Juneteenth, Happy Pride. And I love Black Thought. I love the Roots. But just because I love the Roots, and this is my second time seeing the Roots live. I saw them this year. I've been seeing the Roots live every year they come to LA since 2000. And I love the Roots. But just because you love a group and love their music don't mean you got to accept certain bullshit. So when Black Thought said happy Juneteenth, happy Pride, that got to me. Because we're in the middle of Black Music Month. June is still Black Music Month, and it's been Black Music Month since 1979. Thank you, Gamblin' Huff. Thank you, Stevie Wonder. People like Gamblin' Huff and Stevie Wonder are the people that made that happen, and they're still alive. So for the next generation of Black artists to ignore those contributions that they made for us musically and getting our music recognized nationally, to ignore that and embrace a movement that's anti-Black. And yes, the Pride movement, and I'm saying that very clear in no uncertain terms. I'm not here to say all gay people are anti-Black. No, individuals, there are a lot of dope-ass gay people who are regular individuals. Hell, I had a gay coworker who I hadn't talked to like in about a year and a half. We talked on the phone like 2 weeks ago, just catching up with him. I know he gay. He never said it, but you know, I don't care. Brother's a good-hearted person. I don't give a damn about nobody's sexual orientation. Are you a good person or are you not? That's how I think. But with that being said, the LGBTQ movement, the people who identify with that movement, that is an anti-Black movement. Straight up, and I am saying that in no uncertain terms. Let me be very clear. The LGBTQ Pride movement is an anti-Black, anti-family movement. I said it. And I'll say it again. The LGBTQ movement is an anti-Black American movement. Why do I say that? I say that because they work on the premise of using what we fight for, get and take and create their own, while excluding us from their specific movements and benefits, while at the same time erasing ours. Their movement is a movement to capitalize and erase Black people. If you go back about a year and a half ago, I did a show, I think it was like February 2021, on all of the symbolism that they've taken from Black America, starting with the rainbow. The rainbow, which meant unity for all. It didn't have any sexual preference. The Black Panthers had good intentions on saying everyone needs to come together. They took that rainbow flag and said, no, now this only includes people who want a sexually deviant lifestyle, or people who have alternative sexual viewpoints. And there's nothing wrong with alternative sexual viewpoints. If that's what you do, let me say it again. I don't have any judgment for it. I really don't. I don't give a damn. My name is Chuck, and I can't find two fucks. You dig? But they took a flag that meant unity for everybody, and they then excluded people who were straight and said, no, this is only unity for people that want to come under our banner and live an alternative sexual lifestyle. That's anti-black. That's anti-black male. That's anti-black. Then they took the fist. The fist meant power to the people. The people that sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears on this land to build this country. That's what the fist meant for. You guys took the fist and said, no. Now we're going to put a rainbow on top of it and say this means anti-LGBTQ while erasing the original architects of who built it. Black people created disco for everybody to party to, which then evolved into house, which evolved into techno, which is now EDM and what they call dance music. You motherfuckers want to take disco too. Turn every goddamn song into a dance song. Play all of the goddamn black artists you want to play. Y'all love. Let's hear it for the boys. Let's give the boys a hand. Y'all want to hear that Denise Williams, but don't want to acknowledge black suffering. Y'all want to hear Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Y'all want to hear black music. But when you guys come up on benefits, you don't share them with us. In Palm Springs, right now in Palm Springs, if you identify as trans, look it up. I did a show on it about 2 months ago. You identify as trans, you get $900 a month in reparations. Are they sharing that with the black people that they took the symbolism from? No. President Obama and now Joe Biden offered reparations to gay people who tried to get married before 2012 and were denied marriage. There was an announcement about 6 months ago. Look it up. Joe Biden's administration basically saying we're looking for the gay couples who qualify, and you're going to have people, gay couples, who are going to get reparations, some upwards of $100,000 for being denied the right to marry. Are they sharing those reparations with the black movements that they capitalized off of? No. Just last week, Joe Biden signed more LGBTQ hate crime laws. Do they share those hate crime laws with the black people that they capitalize off of to get in the first place? No, they don't. So by action, not by words, not by what they're saying, but by action, we can conclude that the LGBTQ movement is an anti-black movement that operates on capitalizing off black suffering, pain, and trauma while using their movements to erase black trauma. Y'all see how the game works? Y'all see how the game works? This is how they do us, black people, so we got to be aware. Because if we just blindly allow them to keep doing this, they're going to keep doing it as long as we let them. This is dope right here. I had to get a picture of my bottle of Tempranillo Brown Winery. That's one of the only black-owned wineries in Napa Valley. No relation. But I'm like, let me get a picture at the bowl. Juneteenth festival with some Brown Estate Tempranillo. Man, I love my wine. Shit. That's a $70 bottle right there. And worth every penny. Salute to Brown Winery, black-owned wine out of Napa Valley. That Tempranillo's the shit. So, we talking about the unification of Juneteenth, the plantation party that it is. So we having this conflation of LGBTQ and black. Going back to word association. Hey, black people, this is how we understand how life works, you dig? Y'all know the games we played, word association. Remember the, wording, Pictionary. When you think of a picture, when you draw a picture, you think of that. That's how the brain works. That's how the brain works. So when you have a constant conflation, black, LGBTQ, black, people of color, we all suffered, party, come together. This is the time for unity, diversity, people of color. That is all explicit, purposeful erasure. They're erasing your black ass. They're erasing your black ass. And they're using LGBTQ to do it. And people of color and minority. And it's something that we got to pay attention to, black people. Because they only win. I always say this. Anytime we fight, we win. We don't ever not win when we fight. Let's just tell the truth, black people. We don't ever not win when we fight. When we fight, we win. Our biggest issue is we only fight long enough to get them up off our back and then we go back to chilling. That's our biggest issue. We generally only fight long enough to go back to minding our business. Or we don't fight at all. And one of the reasons we don't fight is we giving up the fight so much is because we do shit like usually they can throw some kind of entertainment out there for us and we get distracted. And I don't mind being entertained. This was BBD was on stage yesterday.
Get up, cause it's a push. You know what I say? I think she's the best thing in the world. The whole wide world.
Look at the white lady. Look at the white lady. All off beat.
Right out of your mind, steal your heart.
BBD turned this motherfucker out.
I'm over here. Think you're dreaming. They live on the left hand side. You'll be screaming. Yeah.
Boys.
Moving it slow.
Yeah.
Fella like the road getting paid. Like so better.
Nigga, that shit was so goddamn fun. See, what they do is usually that, and that was a lot of fun. Usually that's enough to get us off our kilter. But let me tell you something yesterday. I saw niggas having a good time. But when the show was over, and when Kamala Harris got up and spoke, when Joe Biden got up and spoke, it was like, ugh, here come these motherfuckers. We seeing two things at once. We seeing the white supremacists. Look, black people. We live in very interesting times right now. 2022 is a great time to be alive. Because we're seeing a change of the guard, a change of class. We're seeing a changing of the guard right now. We see them still doing their bullshit. But when they done with their bullshit, there's enough of us, not all of us, but there's enough of us that's like, man, that was a dope song. That was a dope party. But what about them reparations though? That's what we starting to see in 2022. And I'm loving it. Of course, you know my favorite part of the show last night. You know my favorite part of the show. When the guys got on stage. Oh yeah, this is slow too. And that's with a live orchestra behind them, y'all. Every man has a place in his heart. There's a space. And oh, let me tell you something else about yesterday's show. They had 100-piece all-black orchestra playing behind everybody. They had 100-piece. Trust the shooter. Don't get it. Earth and Fire is kind of from Chicago. No, Maurice White, the founder of Earth and Fire, is from Memphis. He's from Memphis. And he moved to Chicago when he was graduated high school. And then that's when he started living with his younger brothers, Verdine and Fred, who will eventually become the bass player and drummer for Earth, and Fire. But Philip Bailey's from Denver, and so is Al McKay. I mean, not Al McKay, Larry Dunn, the keyboardist. Earth, and Fire is Universal. Ralph Johnson, the drummer, was from LA. Earth, and Fire is not just Chicago. They got their break in LA. Maurice White, the founder, is from Memphis. Who he moved to Chicago in his late teens, early 20s. But for the most part, he was on the road touring with Ramsey Lewis during them times. Larry Dunn who was actually the center of their music. Larry Dunn was the nucleus in which Earth, and Fire was built around. He and Philip Bailey, lead singer, are from Denver. And Ralph Johnson is from LA. That's why, and this is a quick little side note, if I'm getting off topic and I'm gonna come back to it, remind me where I am, black people. Remind me where I am when I get back to my story. But that's why I don't like to play too many of them regional parties. Because black people, we are American. We founded this country. We red, white, and blue. And our culture pops up all across all 48 states. Okay? Playing the local. Now it's good to big up. Now there's nothing wrong with big up in your city. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that. It's cool to big up your city. But as far as the constant fight between the coasts and which one is best, which one is that, that's what opened the door for people from outside this nation to come in and take what we created. If you show me a city where black people live, I'm gonna show you some dope shit going on. That's how I look at it. Y'all got some dope shit in Memphis, man. Some dope shit in Atlanta. Some dope shit in Jacksonville. Some dope shit going on in Chicago and Minneapolis. Anywhere we are in this country. We got to remember that. So, we're having a good time. So what's happening is, they on one hand are trying to throw these celebrations at us. But there's a critical mass of black people who are staying focused. We live in a new era. We're in a new time. The cards tell you everything. Oh, let me tell you something, y'all. I did a card reading on the United States for this next coming year. It's going to be a very violent year. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but next school season, next school year, there's going to be a lot more than things going on. A lot more than what we saw in May. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of 2022 into 2023 is going to look in this country with these mass shortages. But I'm not saying that as death, doom, and gloom. I'm here to say that that's just going to be temporary. We are headed for better days in this nation. But some very, very, very dark days are right in front of us at our doorstep. So stock up on your food. Get your savings in order. Do what you need to do to shore up yourself. If you know what I'm saying. No, I don't know voodoo. I know cards. Black people, cards, astrology, numerology, those are our sciences that we've been purposely disconnected from. Now is the time we're reconnecting to those sciences. Thank you very much, white people, for holding on to some of our sciences while we were asleep as a people. We've been asleep for about a couple thousand years. If you want to take out the Moorish, the Moors in Spain, and we've had some highlights, but we've been really asleep the last 500 years. So other people have held on to our wisdom and have held on to our knowledge. Those people told us that those wisdoms and knowledges were voodoo and these bad things. If they were so bad, they wouldn't do their best to keep us from knowing this shit, all right? So I encourage black people to tap back into our ancient sciences. And if you think it's some bullshit, go back and watch my cardology reading that I did here on this YouTube and listen to people's authentic responses. These are people who called in off of a whim. If you think it's some bullshit. That's corny nowadays. Equating our ancient sciences with some spookism, that's corny now. That was cool in the 90s and the 2000s. We was asleep. But we done woke up as a people. We was told that. They razzle-dazzled us, using our sciences against us. Y'all better hit up. If you think numerology is fake, y'all better hit up King Simon. Shit. If y'all think cardology is fake, schedule a session with me. Well, hell, listen to some people that are here in this very chat room. Listen to their testimonials. I don't have to brag. So, when it comes down to it, these are just things that we use to chart what's going on astrologically, to tell a story of what's going on down here on Earth. And you can use them to your advantage, or you cannot. There's some people your consciousness is too far. It's like, no, your consciousness will not allow it. And you like, I'm okay, it's cool. These are the ancient sciences and everything, but I'm not with it. That's cool too. I don't judge you either. I really don't. I don't judge you. But I do not stand for damn, I can't speak. Dewan, what the hell is going on? I do not stand with the marginalization of our sciences. That's where I draw the line. But if it ain't your thing, it ain't your thing. You should never do anything that ain't your thing. But if it is your thing, do your thing. And whatever is your thing, be proud that's your thing. And you don't need nobody else to verify your thing. Your thing is your thing. Gotta remember that. Your thing is your thing. You don't need nobody else's validation for it. People like Larry Smith in the chat room, niggas like that like eating peanut butter with a dry mouth. I don't know why. He smoked 2 blunts, get cotton mouth and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some peanut butter. Get my mouth even drier. Larry Smith in the chat room eats peanut butter and Popeye's biscuits at the same time. You know what I mean? It's people that But if that's your thing, that is your thing. I ain't got to understand why you like eating peanut butter and Popeye's biscuits at the same time on a dry mouth. Maybe niggas just like going, I don't know. Maybe you like that. But as long as your thing ain't hurting nobody else, if your thing is doing crystal meth and crack, as long as you ain't breaking in nobody else's house for your habit, then hey, we can't hang out. But hey, go hang out with other people who like doing that shit. Just don't break in my shit. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't judge people's thing. I used to judge people's thing and I lived a miserable life for it. Because when you judge somebody else's thing, you putting it back on yourself. You judging yourself. And you're limiting your own growth when you judge other people's thing. When you judge other people's thing, you are hanging yourself. That's what's going on. But as we're talking about this Juneteenth plantation party, that transitions me to a story I want to tell from yesterday. And if you were on my Q&A last night, you heard this story. But I'm going to tell it again because a lot of y'all weren't on the Q&A. And I did a better job of hashtagging this, so this is going to get out to more people than my Q&A did last night. So I'm going to tell a story so you ain't got to go back and watch. Yesterday, at the celebration, at the plantation party, I had a discussion with an old nigga. And y'all know what I mean when I say old nigga. Let me break the story down to you, all right? Oh, before I break the story down to you, timestamp this part right here. We about to break into how to check an old nigga. Give me 30 seconds. My doorbell ringing. I got an Amazon package. Give me 30 seconds, y'all. My package sitting on the porch. Hell no. To the no. Shit, my package come. I'm picking that motherfucker up immediately. Yes, it was only a shipment of hemp wraps, but still, ain't nobody about to go steal my hemp wraps. I order all my hemp wraps on Amazon. Nigga, I just got some pink lemonade billionaire hemp wraps, 2 boxes worth. Should last me a couple weeks. Nah, Derrick Henry, it wasn't DoorDash. Okay, Derrick Henry, I'm gonna tell you what it really was. Your mama sent me some titty pictures and I wanted to look real fast. That's what it was. Your mama sent me like 7 nipple shots. And I was like, nice breast, Miss Henry. That's what it was. Your mama sent me some titty shots. I'm sorry. That was vulgar. I apologize, ladies. I apologize. Nigga, Rod the podcast says send me them pics. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. He said Miss Henry got one nipple. He said put him on Patreon. Y'all stupid. Man, this chat room is crazy, y'all. Y'all crazy. So, we had at the Juneteenth celebration yesterday, I had to check an old nigga, right? Nah, Simo, they weren't sagging. They were actually propped up pretty good for a woman in her early 60s. You dig? You dig, Simo? They was actually propped up pretty good for a woman in her early 60s. They had a whole bunch of them. They had freckles, though. His mama nipples had, like, freckles kind of on them. She had, like, they kind of look like aged bananas. You know what I mean? When bananas age a little bit. You know, she was light-skinned. You know what I mean? She didn't, you know, she had them light-skinned aged titties. You know what I mean? The kind that got them banana spots on them. That's what happened. So, back to what we talking about. I want to get to my... See, look, y'all distracted me, you funny-ass niggas in the chat room. Y'all getting me off my... I'm trying to tell a story, and y'all fucking with me. Y'all fucking with me. Damn, man, I'm trying to tell a story to the people out there, and I got to deal with you niggas. So... I had to check this old nigga, right? And I should have known this was coming because he was wearing a Bluetooth. I don't know what it is with black men. When did Bluetooths get hot? What, 2003? 2002? Bluetooth, for the most of us, was for the most part done by 2005, 2006. Some people went as far as 2010 with a Bluetooth. Some people. Black men above 60 now, it's like they still feel when they got a Bluetooth in their ear, they doing something special. So there was a black man. They were talking about. It was a group, like it was 3 black dudes, right? I'm in the smoking section, and mind you, the reason why I'm in the smoking section, and KP, I told you in the chat room, I told you at the show to meet me. I was gonna be in that smoking section. Soon as Billy Porter came on stage, they had announced that Billy Porter was next, so I immediately got out my seat. I was wearing my Crocs, and the sun was starting to go down, and I didn't want my feet to be cold. So I walked out to my car. I was parked right. You see this big old shell where the Hollywood Bowl is? Again, this is a picture from my seat. I was parked right here, right behind the Hollywood Bowl is where I was parked. Yeah. See where my mouse cursor is? Somewhere over here. I was parked right here in this area. It's great when you and your wife been going to the same venue for 20 years. Oh, Dewan, you're here. Go park right. They know right where to send me, right there. So when Billy Porter came on stage, I said, let me transfer out of these Crocs and let me put my Jordans on. So I went to my car, put my Jordans on, came back. And when I came back to the smoking patio, it was these black people talking. All right? They talking, and they talking about, our indigenous history. Yeah, here it is. Last time on the show I say 11s. It was actually the 13s. I had to look because I'm not good at identifying the names of the Jordans, like which year they came out. That's not really my thing. I just have a fuck ton of free. I just got a fuck ton of free Jordans that I've gotten over the years. So I go to put these Jordans on right here, these same ones. So these people are talking about Black Americans and how long we've been on this country. It's this one dude, and the one dude watches Craig Facts. He recognized me from Craig Facts. He's getting put up on game by this older dude with the Bluetooth. And mind you, older dude with the Bluetooth, he looked like, you know, man, he looked like he used to be a background dancer for the Ohio Players. He's one of them brothers, you know what I mean? Wearing mandals. You know, old black men, when you see a black man in a Bluetooth and mandals, you can guarantee you they voted for Joe Biden and still wish he was, and they approve of his job in office, not right now. So I'm rocking the 13s, and we get to talking about Black history and how we've been on this land longer. So I'm agreeing with old nigga with the Bluetooth, looking like a Frankie Beverly and Mays reject. I'm agreeing with him at first, right? Saying that we've been on this land longer. And while we talking, I'm wearing my Black American Music Family t-shirt. Right? I'm wearing a t-shirt. This is what I'm rocking when I'm there. I got the t-shirt on. And we get to talking about my t-shirt. We start talking about my t-shirt, and I'm tracing the roots of Black music from the 1600s through now. And I saw the way he looked at my project, the teacher dude with the Bluetooth, Frankie Beverly and Mays reject. This nigga looked like he used to have a Jerry curl back in 1986 in a shag. And he get a little salty at my shirt. And I'm like, you know how it is when you feel a vibe, but you don't know what it is? So I'm feeling old nigga's vibe, and it's a little salty. But again, at this time, Billy Porter's on stage, so don't none of us give a fuck about going in to see Billy Porter. We smoking weed. And I'm talking to a nigga with a Bluetooth in his ear looking like a Frankie Beverly and Mays reject with mandals on in a vacation outfit. You know the old niggas in their vacation outfits? Linen on the top, linen on the bottom. These old kind of niggas. So it's a third dude that's there, and he's like in his 30s. And that third dude's like, yeah, y'all too right. You know, Black people been here. So the dude that they was both talking to, who was still thinking that we all came from Africa, he recognizes me from Craig Facts, right? He's like, oh yeah, you from Craig Facts. I'm like, yeah. And then he says, man, I knew we had something in common. And he happened to have on these same shoes. And he was like, I knew we had something in common. Yeah, it's the shoes. And I looked down, I was like, oh shit, we got on the same shoes. That's what's up. That's what's up. I didn't know. So when old dude does that, saying the dude who listens to Craig Facts, when he comes to me and say, hey, we got the same shoes on, these Jordan 13s, same colorway that you see on camera right here. The old dude with the Bluetooth looks over at the 30-year-old dude, the younger dude, and says, see, it's always something. You got to know. People say they conscious, but then you look at their shoes and I saw that. I don't know if old nigga thought that he could just say some shit like about my shoes about me and think I'm just gonna take it. I don't know. But old dude started feeling himself. And he's telling people, this dude, these were his exact words. He said, some people call themselves a teacher, but then you look at their shoes And I'm looking at him, and my first thought is, 10 minutes ago, I had on Crocs. So if I still had them Crocs on, what would you have said then? I changed it to my J's because the temperature was getting cold and I didn't want cold toenails, nigga. I didn't want my feet to be cold. These size 13s do get cold if there's a cool breeze of wind. And LA gets cool at night. So, but no, I changed them to my J's, and so I looked him dead in his eye. And I said, first of all, first I didn't get that serious. I said, before I got too serious with him, I said, man, I say you're a conscious person with Jordans if you got those Jordans for free. And I did. These, along with about at least 10 other pair of Jordans that I got for free. I know people like me, and I take care of my shoes. So a lot of shoes I've had for a long time, but I think I've only paid for 2 pair of Jordans in my life. Every other pair of Jordans that I have, I got for free. So that's why you shouldn't, I'm breaking this down on a few levels for y'all, okay? So be patient, listen to me. I'm breaking this down on a few different levels as to why you shouldn't judge. Level number 1. A nigga was wearing Crocs 10 minutes before. I'm in a Hollywood Bowl with 18,000 people in Crocs, not giving a fuck, Chuck. Because the way I see things, I'm DeJuan motherfucking Brown. That man, DeJuan Brown, is 20 feet tall. This avatar that you see on this planet is a very small portion of who I am. I know who the fuck I am going back to the root. So there's no item of clothing that I use, that I wear to define me. Whether it be Crocs or Jordans, it's the same shit. DeJuan Brown needs a soft shoe. I'm a big, tall, sensitive nigga. I got pretty feet, nigga. I need soft shoes. I don't like shoes. I need shoes that got some cushion, nigga. So if you see me in some shoes, they got some soft soles on them motherfuckers. And if it got a soft sole and it's a wide shoe that can fit my wide ass foot, I'm rocking it. Soft sole, wide foot. But if you one of these superficial motherfuckers, judging people on what you see, you're going to create an assertion that's false. Because those assumptions only matter when you're a superficial person dealing with other superficial people. But everybody out there ain't superficial. Some people know who the fuck they are. And they buy clothes and buy shoes just based on what they like. It ain't about what you think. Fuck your feelings. I done drove a $70,000 car. I done drove a $10,000 car. Either way it go, I'm DeJuan Brown. That's all that matters. It ain't the car, nigga, it's me. So for you superficial people, judging people off clothes, you done already lost on the first level, thinking you judging somebody's consciousness and somebody's mindset based off a goddamn shoe. You don't know why people wear whatever the fuck they wear. The only thing you can do is project what you would do into that situation onto someone else. So you don't judge people by the clothes that they wear. You don't. The same reason why I didn't judge him for wearing mandals with ashy ankles. I didn't look at his feet and say, old man, why is your pinky toe sitting outside the loop of your mandals, my nigga? I didn't judge him for that. This motherfucker was wearing Air Imhoteps. This is what he was in. This nigga was in some Ramses II talking about my Jordans. Nigga, how are you talking about my Jordans and you wearing a pair of Moses 11s, nigga? If you don't get your walk the wilderness for 40 years, sandals wearing ass on out of here with your Bluetooth. Your Bluetooth battery is blinking red. I ain't judging you saying you need to charge your Bluetooth. And you over here rocking these Air Akhenaten's, nigga. You talking about my Jordans and you wearing Air Akhenaten's? Nigga. Star said Bluetooth babble. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Bluetooth battle. That's exactly what it is. Bluetooth babble. That's a perfect way of putting it. These niggas over here wearing these. My children didn't know what to get me, so they got me another pair of these ass shoes. You can't judge people by what they wear. So on one level, this nigga in his Air, this motherfucker wearing his goddamn Air Ashies. Cause why is it people that wear these? Here's my thing about you old niggas and these mandals. Can y'all at least put lotion on? And I don't mean Suave lotion, nigga. No, you black. You need Jergens or better. You wearing these motherfuckers, you need some Lucerne. Or better yet, get some baby oil so it don't rub off. Because this whole little area right here on the sides of your feet be cracked ashy, looking like a freeway median. All scraped up with ash. This whole ankle area is just ashy every time you walk. It look like brake dust is falling on the ground. You got a streak of ash following you. Old ash ass niggas. So, Air Jerusalems is talking shit about my Jordans, right? So on one level, you wrong right there, right? On a second level, this is how I checked him, y'all. And he started talking like, yeah, man, nah, man, but that's not how it is. I was like, yeah, that is how it is. I said, second of all, I looked him dead in his eye. This for you young niggas. I'm saying like I said last night on my Q&A. For you young dudes in y'all 30s and 40s and 20s. When you check somebody, Troy Gibson just cash at me looking for homie's mama's titty pictures. You a fool. Well, anyway, I looked him dead in his eye. And I said, it's not about the shoes, it's about the consciousness. See, you can wear what you want to wear, but do you have a black first mindset? I say you judging people for their shoes, that let me know the superficial level you think of. Acting like you have substance, but then when you get down to the nitty gritty, you looking at shoes. What that say about you? And I looked him dead in his eye when I said that. And then I said, furthermore, how are you gonna judge? I said, black people I said, I'm old enough to remember the era before Jordans. We were dealing with these issues in the 80s before Jordans became a thing. My dad told me that we was dealing with these issues in the 60s and the 70s before Jordan was before the world knew who Michael Jordan was. When I open my history book, you call yourself a historian. Black people been dealing with these issues long before Michael Jordan died. Black people were dealing with these issues. So for you to narrow all the issues down to a pair of shoes makes me question what's your motive for doing what you doing. And when I said that, he looked the other way. He stuttered. Old nigga. Frankie and Beverly Mays reject. Rocking Mandels in the Bluetooth. So y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know the profile. That's who this Juneteenth celebration was really for. His age demographic. Them old niggas. That's who this Plantation celebration at the Hollywood Bowl yesterday was for. Them. And so after I said that, he tried to argue with me. I said, do you know that the Jordan market, that's the tennis shoe market is the only market of shoes that actually appreciates over time? Do you know that? I said, and mind you, this dude was like 20, 30 years older than me. This nigga looked like he was courtside watching Wilt Chamberlain play basketball. You did? This nigga looked like he used to go after all the same groupies. He used to be around Dr. J's groupies. That's how old this nigga is. Now, Dr. J was young for him. This motherfucker used to be around, and he was getting groupies off of Jackie Robinson. Wearing a Bluetooth and Mandels and a vacation outfit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Here's another thing with that generation. Ain't nobody calling your old ass. The only people calling a black man in the 70s or in the 60s is his wife. And nigga, you at the show with her. So why you even got this Bluetooth on? Your kids ain't calling you. You ain't got no more friends that's calling you. The only time your old ass ever get a call on your cell phone is to pick up some milk before you come home. That's it. So why do you even have a Bluetooth on? She only calling you to pick up some milk before you come home. That's it. So I told the guy, did you know that? I said, I used to think of your energy vibration. I used to think on that level of shoes being something with a mindset when I was younger. I said, but you know what? I had a kid that I worked with, a child. And the children put me up on game. I said, do you know that I have kids that buy low, sell high? They buy a pair of Jordans. So when you see them kids out in front of Flight Club LA, waiting in line for some Jordans, they're probably buying 2 or 3 pair for a couple $100 each. And they're going to sell them same shoes for $1,500, $900, $700, $2,000, depending on what it is. I said, it's a business. I said, so we, as the people who are older than these young dudes, we should be the one encouraging them to run business. You know what the old nigga said? The old nigga said, see, no, that's not how it should be. It shouldn't be that way. He said, black people, that's a mindset, thinking that our value is in Jordans. I said, just because a person has on a pair of Jordans don't mean their value is in the Jordans. No more than Just because you have a Bluetooth and ain't nobody calling you, don't mean your value's in that Bluetooth. I don't say, why does this dude have a Bluetooth in his ear and ain't nobody calling you? Maybe he think his value is in that call he ain't gonna get on his Bluetooth. Maybe you think when that call finally do come through from your wife when she wants some milk, when you tap your ear to answer that call, you thinking, I'ma stun on these young niggas. They gonna answer on that first one. Cause you know old black men, they kind of, when they get that first ring, they pause. They don't really know the answer because they still stuck in the 70s. They still not quite used to the technology, even though they've had that same Bluetooth in the ear for 20 years. They pause. And then they say, hold it now. They put that finger up. Hold it now. Hold on. Hey, get the call. And then they tap that ear. Hello? Oh, yeah, Mary, yeah. And at that moment, them old niggas thinking, I'm stunting on you motherfuckers. Not only do I have a Bluetooth, nigga, I'm getting calls on this motherfucker. You young niggas just don't know. That's their time to shine. Y'all thought I was old. And then when they done picking up that phone on the Bluetooth in their ear, they turn Cameo back up on their radio systems. And they get back in their car. Bumping, she's strange. And I like it. She's strange. Walking down the avenue. Strange. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's up, Kendall, in the chat room? Biz Marti said, Air Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, that's what they be wearing. So, this is what's going on. And I thought about this. I'm telling this story because it's truly showing the generational divide. That generation has been talking about Jordans for so long. And they've been talking about Jordans for 30 years. And in 30 years, all they've done was talk and ain't listened to shit. So this old man wants to argue with me. And I'm saying, look, this is a legal means for young black people to open up a business in a global market because we created the trend, but now the rest of the world is on it. He's going to have Asian customers. He's going to have Latino customers. He's going to have white customers because niggas validated Jordans as hard as we did. The world wants a pair of Jordans. And it's a market that we as black people can own and control if the old niggas stop talking this judgmental shit. So you know what old nigga tell me? But it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Black kids shouldn't have to depend on no Michael Jordans for no money. Why don't we have our own shoes? You dig? Why don't we have our own factories? I'm like, and I looked at him. I said, James Brown came out with the song Funky President in 1969. That song told you, before we were born, that song told you, when you were in your teens, to build the factory and own the job. So while you're here talking about what we should own, where's your factory, nigga? Of course, I didn't say nigga because I was being respectful. But I asked him. James Brown came out with Funky President 53 years ago. Funky President dropped. People, we got to get over before we go under. People, we got to get over before we go under. We just changed. We got a new funky president. Let's get together and get some land. Save our money just like the man. Save our money like the mob. Build the factory and own the job. That's what James Brown said. And he did it over one of the funkiest, most sampled beats of all time. You was a teenager when that song came out, sir. So while you're telling 16 and 20-year-olds whose music is telling them to get on syrup and sell drugs, these 20-year-olds who's grown up with a music environment that didn't tell them to build the factory and own the job, they music told them to get on some lean and trick their money off on bullshit. These young cats are going around and creating opportunities for themselves, and you grew up in an era where the music gave you the game and you ain't got no factory to speak of. Where's your factory? He got quiet. People, we got to get over before we go under. That was a very popular song by James Brown. It's called Funky President. If y'all look up on Incense and Ashtrays, I have an episode breaking that down. I broke down the militancy within James Brown's music. I'm sorry, that song came out in 74. I'm sorry. I said 69. That song came out in 1974. I'm sorry. It came out 48 years ago, not 53. But dude was still in his 20s, still in his teens. You had the music that gave you the game, and you ain't leave nothing for my generation or his. I said so, and I said, I'm not here to judge you. I said, I can't tell a child that's 16, 20 years old, 25, your young man, how not to get money if I can't provide him a means to get money. I can't do that. You can't tell someone they shouldn't do it. First of all, buying and selling shoes is legal. It's not going to get them thrown in jail. It's a market you can buy low, sell high. And if I ain't created no job for you, what the fuck do I look like telling you how you should make your money? And so when I was at the Plantation party yesterday, it was a lot of that mindset going on too. And you see the difference between us and them. That's right, Big Pontiac. I used to drink from a glass. Now I drink from the paper cup. So we had these things. And instead of the old niggas showing us what to do, they want to talk about what to do. So that's why I say, black people, especially to my younger black dudes out there, you don't have to take this shit no more from these old niggas. Don't take they shit. Don't take their shit. I've been having to deal with this shit since the 80s, since the 90s. They were telling me back in the 90s when I was a youngster, man, see, the problem is all black people care about is Jordans. If we didn't care so much about Jordans, we'd be all right. And I'd be looking at like, you dumb, like, and look what happened. That was 30 years ago. Now the world wears Jordans. What if the older black people, the baby boomers, the ones who told us all to go to college and get a job and to vote Democrat, What if instead of them telling us, instead of them arguing about Jordans, what if that generation said, these kids own these Jordans, real heavy. History has shown whatever the black youth is on, the rest of the world bends its will to. Black youth, black boys between the age of 14 and 24 set the cultures and trends for the world. So maybe if all these black kids are wearing Jordans, what if I, first of all, invest stock in Nike? And then second of all, teach this little young black fella how to, maybe I could teach him a shoe carrying business. Teach him how to clean his shoes real well. You can open up, you can be Little Mikey's Jordan's daycare, and you charge people to refinish Jordans. What if black people were at the head of that market? What if black adults set up stores and set up online shops to resell and resell used Jordans or new Jordans, like how they have StockX? Set up an online platform for black people and black merchants all over to buy Jordans and resell on our platform. What if we had that kind of mindset? What if we had the mindset of, okay, this is what the youth is doing, so we as the black adults, we're going to take that and we're going to capitalize it. We about to create a family business. No, we don't have a family business mindset. We as a people, unfortunately, and it's passed down from that fucking baby boomer generation, have a mindset of us versus y'all. My generation is better than yours. And the same thing last night with the comedian. There was a comedian presenting on stage. I mean, like that was hosting the show. He's a cool dude. Louis Dix is a cool dude. I don't have any issues with Louis Dix. He's never personally said anything to me. I do remember him saying some shit sideways to Precious one time. Precious and Camira a few years ago. I forgot exactly what it was he said, but he said something sideways of Precious and Camira a couple years ago. And those are my girls, but he ain't never said nothing sideways to me, so I don't have any issues with Louis Dix. But Louis Dix has a whole bunch of, if you ever heard Louis Dix's style of comedy, he used to open up for Robin Harris back in the day. He used to be on Speedy's Corner when Speedy had his Foxhole radio show. He used to do a lot of stuff on Foxhole. But Louis Dix has a whole bunch of jokes about why his generation is better than our generation. And you knew when he opened up his set last night, see young people under 35? Those behind you, those are instruments. We actually, my generation, we played the music with live instruments. Your generation. See, that's why I created Incense and Ashtrays. That's why I created Incense and Ashtrays. I created Incense and Ashtrays to teach. I created Incense and Ashtrays to teach the history of music. Teach. Not talk about why I'm better than you. Not talk about why my generation is better than yours. Not talk about why my music is better than your music. Because the reason why music from the 90s on sucked, the 2000s, and now it sucks because of what the white supremacists did and how they bought up all of our independently owned, black-owned music sources, black music radio stations, black record labels, black production company. When Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and them got together to create a black distribution label, y'all the one that hit them with RICO charges. We said, you know what? We don't need y'all. We do it ourselves. Y'all the ones that when black people created VJ Records and signed the Beatles and released the Beatles' first smash hits, y'all sued VJ Records into oblivion, making them go out of business so you can get the Beatles back. After you passed on the Beatles, Columbia Records, y'all passed on the Beatles. A black woman, Sister Mary D, VJ Records, She released their first 2 big hits. We said we don't need y'all. But then the minute our shit becomes successful, y'all took it. They only tell you about Motown. They don't tell you about Mirrorwood Records. They don't talk to you about Stax Records and Philadelphia International and Solar Records and all of that Ohio sound that was independently black owned and produced. They don't tell you how George Clinton used to get his artist deals at Casablanca and all these different record labels. And then in 1980, when George Clinton, in 1979, 1980, George Clinton signed a new act. He already had Bootsy and his rubber band. He already had the Brides of Funkenstein and Bernie Worrell and Junie Morrison and Parliament Funkadelic. He not only had them, but he just signed this young act out of Ohio named Zapp. And Zapp and Roger was supposed to spearhead a new record label owned by George Clinton. And all of those different groups that George Clinton had sprinkled around at other labels, he was about to consolidate them all under one label and create his own funk Motown. That's when the government stepped in and sabotaged everything that George Clinton had going on. Took away deals, put him through some legal bullshit, and then they took Zapp and Roger away and signed him with CBS. Every fucking time we created some shit, they stole it. And you as an older black man want to criticize the youth for being victims? And yes, I use that word victim because these things happened. Everything I'm saying you can look up. These things happen. And you want to go around and judge these young people? No. No, sir. No, sir. We teach the young. We don't shit on the young. We groom the young. We love the young. When I see a black young man younger than me, I make sure to give that young nigga a smile and an acknowledgement of his humanity. What's up, young nigga? When I was in Target this morning, the young dudes were selling candy. I just gave them a 10 and said, I love y'all. I don't even want the candy. I'm too fat. I shouldn't be eating this goddamn candy anyway. But here's $10. But I made sure to look both of them young men in the eye and say, I love y'all. I don't know them. I'll probably never see them again. But they got to know that it's a black man with his head on straight that love them. We can't tell our black boys and girls enough that we love them. If they hear it 10, 100,000 times a day, let them hear it 10, 100,000 in one time. We love y'all. We love y'all. And that's how we treat the youth. You don't criticize them for wearing Jordans, you Bluetooth wearing niggas. We love our youth. We explain things to our youth. We take time with our youth. And if they ain't trying to hear it, then that's cool. Maybe they were lived and raised in an environment where there were no respectable adults around. So I get it. Some of our youth were raised in environments where there was no respectable adults around. So they may be a little resistant to you. Don't take it personal. That's fine. Our babies have had an experience like we've had an experience. We need to be understanding to them. So, like Lewis Dix is on stage. Larry, you in the chat room. You know, what? Larry, in the chat, remember a couple years ago, Lewis Dix said some shit about Precious? And we was all like, where'd this come from? His whole set was about how the baby boomers are better than everyone else. And how much he misses Obama. And the same niggas laughing at them jokes was clapping when Kamala Harris got on stage. That generation been wrong for a long time. That generation is just wrong and loud and wrong. Wrong and loud. Young niggas, don't let them talk about you no more. Put your feet down. They've been talking this shit since I was a teenager. Me and Larry, go back and look up a show me and Larry did. Larry, when was that show? Me and Larry did a show about 7 or 8 months ago. No, longer than that. About a year ago. On the whole buy and sell remarket with Jordans. They was telling me when I was 15 about Jordans and how Jordans is stopping black people from progress. And then when they told me Jordans was the problem, them same old niggas told me to vote for Bill Clinton. And then they told me to go to college and get a degree, which I did. And while I was in college getting a degree, the mortgage market was booming. And I made some money, but I didn't make the money I could have made because I'm getting the degree instead of going out there and getting it in 2002 at a time where the housing market was fertile, is burgeoning and the interest rates are low. Instead of me going balls out to get a piece of this property, I'm in college because that's these old niggas told me to do. And them same old niggas that told me to go to college, they had houses in their own neighborhood selling for $50,000 while having $50, $60, $100,000 in equity. Instead of buying up multiple houses in the neighborhood, these niggas was buying Bluetooth speakers. Them same niggas in 2003 telling me not to wear Jordans had a government job. Nigga, you are a supervisor at the post office, Mr. Johnson. No, but instead of buying another house on the block and buying up houses for your kids and thinking about the future, you was buying Chrysler 300s and Bluetooth speakers and linen outfits and mandals with ashy ass pinky toes and linen. That's what you old niggas was doing in 2000. Listening to Jaheim. This young fella right here, man, this the shit right here. What y'all know about that new little young boy? It's them two little young boys. That little young boy, Raheem Devon. Shit. Jaheim, nigga, that's barbecue music. Them the only young niggas I like. I like Earth and the Fire. I like Curtis Mayfield, Al Green, and that boy Jaheim. But could it be? Could it be the Christ Code Rims? And when that song Could It Be dropped by Jaheim, is it the flat screen TV, girl? Niggas wearing mandals and Bluetooths listening to Jaheim in their Chrysler 300. These niggas was buying Chrysler 300s at a time they could have been buying houses and had a funky ass $600 a month mortgage. But no, I want to buy Bluetooth speakers for my ear. I want to buy mandals and linens. No, I want to buy a Cadillac. I want to go to Frankie Beverly and Maze concerts and judge all the young people for their rap music. Look at me, young people. We have live instruments. That's what you old niggas was doing. I was there, motherfucker. Because it was funny when me and my wife was at the show yesterday. We watching all these old niggas. And we was talking. I was like, Isha, this is what they used to call the over 40 crowd. Now they're the over 60 crowd. And them same niggas that was in their 40s, working for the county, your wife working for the city, 2 city jobs, home equity is booming. I know because I worked at the bank at the time. I saw you baby boom motherfuckers getting a home equity line of credit and buying a Lexus GS 350 instead of upgrading your kitchen. I saw what you old niggas was doing. Because I was 20, 21, 22, loan officer at the bank in college. I saw y'all coming to me for that 10-year fixed 3.7 interest rate, cashing out $150,000, cashing out $200,000, using that money to buy a Cadillac STS and not a down payment on a house for your children. I saw you Bluetooth earring wearing motherfuckers coming into the bank when I worked at the bank with your ashy ass ankles and mandals with a Bluetooth in your ear, bumping Midnight Star when you pull up in the parking lot. Play slow, play that slow jam for my baby. Playing that shit in the car when you pull up to the bank. Play that slow jam. What you know about that young fella? That's that Midnight Star right there, nigga. You coming in to sign loan documents with me. I'm 21, 22 in college. And you playing Midnight Star. Slow. Play that slow. And now you was telling me back then, don't wear Jordans. That's the world we live in. Young niggas, don't take that shit from them old niggas. Salute Great Black Shark. This nigga Booker T said crush red velvet. Yeah, hit the Cash App. It's still my birthday weekend, man. If you didn't get a chance to bless me on my birthday this past Friday, a nigga 41. Hit up the Cash App. Or no, matter of fact, not even hit the, no. I'd rather you buy a Black American Music Family Tree. That's what I'd rather you do. I'd rather you buy a Black American Music Family Tree t-shirt and poster. These posters is music history in one place. Especially if you have children, you need to get, this needs to be in your house. This needs to be in your house. IncenseandAshtrays.com, where I'm teaching music history. I'm going to spend today uploading some articles on some music history to the website. Black people got to know that we created it all. Everything that they playing right now, whether that be smooth jazz or heavy metal or blues or honky tonk or house or trance or rap or Chicano rap, K-pop. It's all created by Black Americans. It's all created by us. All of it. History on a t-shirt. Order that now for your boy. And I'm still doing my cardology readings. Quite a few you booked up this week. I appreciate y'all. I got a reading in about an hour I gotta do, so I'm about to get up off here and get ready for that. But y'all gotta know. We gotta know, man. We gotta have pride. We gotta know that we can't let that generational divide that baby boomers generation, they love keeping this shit up too. They done fucked up. Been fucking up. Ain't got nothing. Ain't got proof of concept nowhere ever. But they doubling and tripling down on that generational divide. So for those of us who are younger Gen X, y'all who Gen X and millennials like me, I'm a millennial. Until you young dudes in your 30s, when you look back at the young dudes in their teens and their 20s, let us be the generation that uplifts. You women out there, let the women out there, y'all got to be the ones to uplift the young ladies. I appreciate the WIP for buying the canvas and the t-shirt. We got to be the ones that uplift our youth. We got to show love. Yes, 100% Rotten Podcast, I can do a reading for a side chick. I've done readings for matter of fact, I've done readings for side relationships before. So yes, I can do that. And the person later thanked me for that. I'm never going to say their name in public. But I don't say any of my clients' names in public. And not unless y'all ask me to. But one thing about me, when I do my readings, I don't talk about that. My readings, I care a lot about my business, man. My business means the world to me. So one thing I'm not going to do is put my business at risk for some clout. So your readings stay 100,000% confidential between you and I. The last thing I'm gonna do is, and on top of that, when I do my readings, I channel, man. I channel that shit. I don't even remember what I said when I'm done my readings, to tell you the truth. I don't even remember what I said most of the time. I've had people come to me way later like, you told me blah, 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 and it worked. I'm like, I told you that? Oh, shit, cool, yeah. I'm glad I helped. I don't remember that shit, man. I channel directly from source. But confidentiality is important. You don't play around with people's business. I respect people's business. You don't play around. People come to you with information. That information is between you and that person. But you guys listen to me long enough. For those of you listening to me and been listening for a long time, have I ever said anything about any client on this show? Never have. Hell, most of y'all didn't even know I did readings until last week. Most of y'all didn't even know I did readings until last week. I don't play around with that. I do not play around with that. Well, someone asked, is house on the music tree? Yes, it is. It's right here. Right above disco. House is a child of disco, so is techno. All of that is in the tree. But that's the message for today. Let us be the first generation that pass knowledge and information and love down. And not just to your own kids, to everybody. I don't have my own kids. But if I see a young person, you getting all the love I have to offer. You getting all the love that I have to offer. because the fact that you're breathing means you deserve it. That's why you're getting the love from me, because you're breathing. That's why. The fact that you're alive is what makes you worthy of our love and attention. The fact that you're alive. I don't care how much you fuck up. No one is their experience. You're who you are. Your experiences are lessons to be learned. And as long as you're on the path learning the lessons from your experiences, you A-okay with me. So let us be the first generation that passes love, understanding, and lessons down. We ain't gonna talk about how dumb the new generation is. We gonna explain to their asses why they dumb, because it is a lot of you dumb motherfuckers out there. I'm cracking jokes, but let's just tell the truth. Sometimes I be like, God damn. But then I also have to remember that critical thinking was purposely taken out of the schools. No Child Left Behind fucked up our young people's minds. No Child Left Behind, if you were in elementary, middle school, or high school, after 2000, when Bush brought in No Child Left Behind, they purposely didn't teach you how to reason. So I'm here to help you learn that. Of course, I'm going to crack some jokes. We all going to crack some jokes. But we got to remember where it comes from. This shit was by design. This shit was by design. Our young people ain't lacking in the critical thinking area because they chose. They lacking in critical thinking because the family, first of all, the family, because it always starts with the family. The family didn't make them critical think. And the school didn't. You want critical thinking skills in your children, you got to teach that shit at home. But that's a whole nother topic that I will deal with another day. Because my book is coming out pretty soon. And we're going to be talking about family communication in July. And then that's what I mean. July, for those of you who are on Patreon, July is when Patreon gets activated. I'm going to start doing a series of talks, on family talks on Patreon. And I'm doing them through a Zoom so we can have a roundtable discussion. So remember that, all right? And remember this. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. We got to love each other. We got to pass and share information. Got to care. All right? Get your t-shirts. Get your canvas prints. Get a reading. My name is Dewan B. I'm out.